Greetings, winged friends. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Airborne Empire, Episode 2, Propellers and Turrets. And I want to buy that propeller blueprint, so I'm headed over to this ruin that I skipped. And there's also one in the water as well. Gain the gold out of there, and then buy that propeller blueprint. I'm also completely full on wood. There's no more space. So I'll stop harvesting it. Our warehouses are completely full. And in fact, I'm going to dump a little bit of wood so that there's space to process iron, because that was actually a problem. Uh-oh, pirates are incoming. I have no means of defending myself because I haven't gone out to Castor Regnum for defensive towers. So they're just going to be pelting my poor little ship, or poor little town. And I have virtually no recourse. Here they come. There's a sky pirate. So, he attacked the academy, and I need to repair it with 2 wood. And if something is fully broken, it's destroyed. They won't necessarily fight me until I'm dead, most of the time. Yeah, so at some point he'll run out of ammunition or get bored and leave me alone. Which might have just happened. But it's a foray into the fact that this sequel has combat, whereas the original Airborne Kingdoms did not. Airborne Kingdoms didn't sport combat at all. Alright, I do have the goal to buy the propeller blueprint, so I'm going to double back to Haven Mill and buy that blueprint, because that's going to be a real nice one to own. It'll also probably be a good idea to top up on strategic resources like coal, water, and food. So I'm going to go here, which is like equidistant between Haven Mill, food, coal, and water. I need to get a little bit closer to the coal and water deposits to exploit those resources. But yeah, we are chugging along very slow. At least we have good lift, I suppose. Other good things for me to build soon would be a warehouse. So buy the propeller blueprint, and then get defensive towers. There we go. So in the research tree, I have propeller as propulsion and streetlights as illumination to research, both taking only 1 hour. Our tilt is not bad, and our lift has some good overhead, which is handy. So now that I have that blueprint, we can start moving over to the quest marker. And it uses cardinal directions, so at the top here you can see that I'm looking like east-northeast, which is where Castor Regnum is. If you change your research without finishing, you abandon any progress. So as much as I want to get propulsion immediately so we can get out to Castor Regnum more quickly, I need to... it really behooves me to finish off the lift research for the town center first before pivoting. Alright, I ought to be out of range for this forest pretty soon. Food is now at capacity. And yep, I'm out of range for the forest. And water and coal is almost at capacity at the top there. On our way over, we can also collect, we have a few extra houses available, so I can head to this settlement and hire people and then collect the stuff in the ancient ruin as well. There's another, I think that's, no, that might not be an ancient ruin. But I think you can see at this point why it's so nice to have a lot of academies, so that you're not stuck behind really long research times. Unlocking a lot of new tech quickly is good. Alright, Town Hall lift is done. So let's get street lamps and propulsion. So the propeller fans can't have things physically in front of them. So like I couldn't build a propeller fan here because there's construction in front of it, but I could build one here. So they're pretty limited into where you, well, they're not that limited, but you have to be careful about where you place them. Because it won't allow you to place them incorrectly. There is Castor Regnum. And in the map here, you can also have the quests on the left to show you, like, what you should be doing. So street lamps are done, and let's go for the propeller now. So street lamps provide a little illumination around them in a sphere of influence, which will keep you from, being too in the dark. And it's only necessary to illuminate at night. So if you're planning on expanding your city beyond the illumination provided, do it during the day. So, like, I'm building out some roads right now because it's daytime and I don't need the illumination. And then before nighttime falls, I'll have the street lamps done. Okay, with that research done, let's go ahead and research faster propulsion with the propeller, just so that we can zip around a little bit more. We should get some propellers out. So I'm planning on putting a propeller maybe here, once it's connected to paths. Realizing it is unlit, but that's fine. And then I have space for another one as well. The Castor Regnum, a military fortress from the time of the ancient Airborne Kingdom, landed here and governed by the Knights of Talos and Captain Marner. What? Eyes forward, men! Who dares fly above the Castra? Speak now or be blasted into smithereens. Agatha sent us? Agatha, I told her this would happen. She kept telling me I was exaggerating, but look who's needed combat blueprints now. Soldier, take this defensive tower schematic. Deliver it to Agatha. If you get your boys working on that blueprint as well, you can probably set some defenses up on your flying contraption too. Those pirates aren't taking any prisoners. Time to lock and load on the high skies, soldier. Thanks. And could you do me a favor, soldier? Tell her I told you so. All right. If we take a look at the academy here, they have hemp weaver blueprint, which would be nice. Clinic, food, silo, water tower, coal, much like the last one. Soldier, I have a mission for you. One of my esteemed rangers of the Knight of Latalos has not reported back to HQ in some time. I'm asking you to, with finding Ranger Miri at her assigned post, and making sure she is safe and sound. I will mark the location on your map, and I will warn you that the area is a hotbed of pirate activity. Marner out. Sir, yes, sir. Okay, because I have basically no research progress into propulsion already, let's go and unlock the defensive tower. And then we need to take this blueprint back to Haven Mill, so head back to Haven Mill as well. So anything that isn't lit up will be in red, and in the cyan is when it's lit, so everything is lit now. They're overlapping pretty much unnecessarily, and as you can see, that one propeller just kicked our speed up 26%. And I wasn't planning on stopping at 1. Move speed is so wonderful. We also have the lift provided by the home base to get, so I'm adding that to the town center as well. Okay. Now we're moving at 88% speed. Much, much better. Defensive tower just got done, and let's go get increased propulsion with the propeller, trying to get up to that coveted 100%. We're not exactly zooming, but it's certainly a lot better than the sluggish pace that we were headed at before. We have a slight frontward tilt, but it isn't causing any problems. So other things that would be good to have, we have very limited amount of storage space. So adding some additional storage space would be nice. I'm trying to think of how to do that like efficiently without chewing up too much space for other buildings. I could put them one here opposite the iron forge, but I don't really like that as like a design. Maybe I'll decide on that a little bit later. The other thing I could do is just stick one basic warehouse in the back. Now there is an upgrade called Skydocks that you get a little bit later, which allows you to move things around without having to deconstruct them. So I can wait until I get the Skydock access to redesign the city. You made it, and just in time too. Pyle keeps saying he heard some buzzing off in the distance, which he swears is more pirates on their way. I know it's pirates. Honestly, I think his hearing's going. Either way, we're grateful for the extra defense. I do have to ask one more favor though, and that's to help us out with the construction itself. Look, I promise we'll make it up to you. Friends are hard to come by these days, but Haven Mill is always going to have your back. First, you'll need to research defensive tower, and then you'll need the materials to build it. So I need to gain more iron to be able to help them with that. So the current priority is build defensive towers on Haven mill and our city. Because, you know, we'll need them too. I don't want to get shot by pirates. So the defensive towers is like a turret that has a sphere of range of attack that you can plop down on your city. And it also has the same sort of upgrade trees, which is attack speed and range. We're doing good on food and water and coal. Got a lot of wood stockpiled. Actually, getting a bit too much wood stockpiled, if anything. So let's recall those. What I think I'll do is I'll just like build a non-symmetrical warehouse for now, knowing that I can move it around later. Because we want more storage space. So I'm running out of space for things. It also wouldn't be a bad idea to get another housing block. So that we can hire more people. Now, at some point, I think it's at population 30, people will start to get sick. So a clinic will be necessary as well, once our population grows a bit more. So there's the warehouse, and that adds 50 extra resources to our stock, and then it can be also improved through research to contain more. Okay, we barely have any tilt. 1 degree forward. It's not bad at all. We're at 8 of the 10 iron needed. But I think I am probably going to put the defensive tower on our own town first. And then offer our services to Haven Mill. If I want to hire more people, I'll probably have to go back up to... because the 2 settlements nearby, we kind of hired them out. So I'll have to go over to this settlement or Castor Regnum. If we want to add more people to our roster. So here are the defensive towers. And... oh, that is technically lit by street lamp. Okay, I'll put it there. I'm surprised that's lit. It's like barely falls within the sphere of influence, but as long as any part of it clips in, it's enough as far as the game's concerned. Now, one thing I tend to do is as long as there's not combat, I don't bother having anyone work in the defensive tower so that they can instead work as like a pilot or a constructor or something like that. So I reduce the workforce down to 0. It does throw a little, like, understaffed flag at the top, but I'm okay with that. It's not a big deal. Alright, so we are 1 degree tilt front right. Not much of a problem. So once we acquire the 10 more iron, we can go help Haven Mill with their defensive tower as well. But it is nice to know that we have one for ourselves, because pirates do arrive kind of randomly, and will shoot parts of your town off, and it sucks to lose sections. Yeah, the academy is outside of the sphere of influence of the tower. The thing is, the pirates do like flyby passes on your town, so it doesn't really matter all that much, in my experience. Additionally, the defensive tower has an upgrade research that increases its range. So as soon as we get the range upgrade, that academy will be well within the sphere of influence. So it's not nearly as much of an issue as you think. Water storage just filled up. So food, water, and coal is all just about filled. Cool. So after getting the propulsion upgrade, I'm going to have you guys vote on next. I'm going to include all of the types. It's not to say that all of them have options. I'll just say. So for instance, at the moment, there is nothing I can research in needs, but I'm just going to include it anyway so that I can type it once. So for basics, we could go for increased housing or faster collecting planes or more planes. We could also reduce the amount of food or water that we consume. For production, we could get the last upgrade for Iron Forge efficiency. It does take 16 hours, however. For storage, we could take 4 hours to increase the storage capacity of a warehouse. For lift, we could increase the lift that fans generate, or decrease the amount of coal that it uses. For propulsion, same deal. And for combat, it would be attack speed or rage. Looks like basics might be the most popular. So I'm going to do gather rate. I think gather rate by 50% is pretty powerful. So thank you for voting. And we almost have all of the iron that we need for Haven Mill. So I'm going to head back to Haven Mill and provide constructing their defensive tower as a service. Baffled Rascal, thank you for the resub. And Cruzio too. I missed that from earlier. So Enthek, you asked if the resources are renewable? Some are. The things that grow are. So things like coal and ore are not, but like trees will regrow over time from a forest. Berries will regrow from a thicket. Water will, I think, replenish from a lake. I'm not sure about that, if it's renewable or not. But a lot of lakes have so much water. Like this has 1159 water. I use 0.5 water an hour. Do the math. It's not an issue, right? Okay. I am now helping them. And I wouldn't mind buying either the clinic or the hemp weaver next. But I don't have the money for that. So I have to go to Ancient Ruins for that. So I'm going to head towards this lake-bound Ancient Ruin. Or I guess that's not a lake, but head to that Ancient Ruin and see if it gives me enough money for one of those upgrades. We also upgraded or researched the upgrade for the propeller, but I haven't invested the iron needed to actually increase the propulsion it provides. So as soon as I get access to that iron, I'll do that. And if we were impatient, we could always just buy the iron from the town. I just don't think that's a good long-term decision because coin is a little bit harder to come by than raw resources that you can process. You just bought the first one of this? Airborne Kingdom is a lot of fun. It's a short game, but I rather liked it. Our propulsions are now up to 79 total. As you can see, the town center is only providing about a third of the propulsion. Actually, this is not true, but it's providing, as our town grows, it's going to provide a smaller fraction of it over time. And we gained how much gold? I just watched you land. Don't embezzle it. Come on. Okay, 280. I don't know if that's enough, but we'll see in a second. So that is not enough. All I should save up for a clinic probably is the next big thing. Okay, defensive tower is built. Haven Mill's safe again, thanks to you. You've done a good thing here. If anything can turn back the tide of these flying brigands, it's probably a flying castle of our own, just like the old Airborne Kingdom. You're doing us proud, kid. But defending our city is one thing. If you want to truly rebirth the Airborne Kingdom, you'll need a weapon of your own. Travel to the Oran Spire. All the knowledge we've collected in Latalos of the history of the Airborne Kingdom is held there, along with most of our brightest minds. Speak to High Scholar Isidori. When you arrive, he'll be able to help you out, as soon as he calms down about the flying machine you flew on. Let's go. Some of our supply outposts are overdue for food delivery. Any chance you could use that machine of yours to drop off some? Each outpost needs 10 food. You'll have to gather it yourself on the way. Thanks in advance for all the help. Those people out there fighting every day against those pirates, it's our job to keep them safe, and your help here is invaluable. And they just paid me for their help, so that does give me the ability to buy that blueprint for the clinic. Alright. So we have resupply the outposts, island bandits, and arm the kingdom. So I'm going to resupply the outposts because it's closer. So just a little bit to the north should be an outpost. Where's north? Right over there. I see it on the horizon. Also, wouldn't hurt to keep an eye out for additional ruins to search, because coin is king really early on in the game. I do have 8 idle inhabitants, which means hypothetically, if I had the extra lift, which currently I don't, but I could build another fan. So I think that's probably not a reasonable thing to invest in next with the iron that we have, to get a little bit of lift, because I'm almost at my lift capacity. But of course, as I add more construction to the town gets slower, right? You're constantly fighting expansion versus mobility. So up ahead, there's a settlement and an iron mining camp that needs a food resupply. I have 25 food on me now, but I should probably collect a little bit of food on my way over. So there's a thicket over here that I'll stop at to top off my food and water. Do I need to manufacture something for trading purposes? Possibly. That's, like I said, always an approach that you can take, is to resource exploit as much as you can so that you have iron for sale or whatever resource, cotton, glass, etc. I will say the story and campaign is pretty well paced, however, so I don't feel like going out of your way to create like a manufacturing powerhouse is actually going to offer you much advantage. Alright, we have pirates incoming. Copy that. So once they approach, I will employ people in the defensive tower. They're not here quite yet. Do you have those supplies from Haven Mill? We were getting worried. Yes. Here's food. And they paid me for it. And there's the pirate. let's pull 2 people from this iron deposit and stick them in the defensive tower. And whatever you want to research next, up to you. Attack thwarted. Blew it up. Okay, hiring out a few people. And we've got a problem with our fuel supply. If you could help us, I'll make it worth your while. Turning ore into iron requires heat. Our forge runs on coal. There's a coal mine under this site that we normally use, but the entrance has collapsed and is covered in rubble during the recent pirate raid. If you got a cannon, you could get rid of the rubble fast. I don't have a cannon, so that's something that we're going to have to return to later. Let's continue resupplying the outposts, because we're being paid pretty good coin to do it. Our food hasn't fully recovered. I haven't actually been collecting the food, though. And it looks like you guys want a lift-based research next. How quickly did people get reassigned? Pretty quickly. So lift-based research. Let's increase the lift provided by fans. That's a quick research project. And the bonuses that we got from the aircraft, collection rate doesn't actually require any construct. There's no cost. Just the planes are more efficient at gathering resources now. So as I head to this thicket, I'll point my pilots at the thicket and have them gather. You can also gather fish, yes. Oh yeah, you're right. There was a fish, some fish below me I didn't see. And we hired everyone out. So, watch out for illness. Flying town reaches 30 population. Unfortunately, it means illness will become a factor, so build clinics. So after this research that I'm currently working on for fan lift, I'm going to build a clinic so that we don't fall ill and lose people. The money paid supplying this logging camp with food ought to be enough to buy some more blueprints. Oh, and someone just got sick. So up here, as you can see, Shamato Musa'ar will be healthy in 48 hours. A worker will get sick about every half day or so because I don't have a clinic available. So without a clinic, on average, I'll have like 4 people sick at all times. So clinic's kind of nice to have. Howdy, logging camp. I'm not a pirate. You don't need to pee yourself. Do you have the delivery? Here you go. they paid me. And they have trouble. Pirates. We're being extorted. They come by every week, take what they have, what they want. Takes a lot of lumber to build those ugly outposts. If you could take out their outposts, whatever you want, daily lumber deliveries I'd send you. Can you help us out? We'll get rid of them. Great, I'll mark their location. One thing, you're going to need a cannon for this, so I don't have a cannon yet. The last delivery is up near the Orange Spire, so we're going to go over to the Orange Spire in just a second. Because both of the logging camp and iron mining camp requires me to have a cannon to do their subquests. What happens if I unassign people from resource gathering as the town moves away? They will self-unassign automatically getting out of range. The game will tell you, you've moved out of range of the resource and they're now idle. So for instance, that ruin there, I timed it so that the flyer would get there and be able to return back to home base in time. But like it would be possible to queue up heading out to like a ruin and then fly away from the ruin so fast you'd never make it there. Alright, so I'm researching clinic, but after that, you guys can pick what's next. And I will upgrade my fans with that extra lift. Done. So we shouldn't be teeter-tottering on lift max. Food and water could be refreshed, so let's send 3 to food and 3 to water here in a second. And coal. So I'll park it here to refill. But now our lift is up to 100. Clinic's researched, so I'll get one of those built soon. And looks like combat. So I am gonna get the defensive tower range. And let's build a clinic. So for that I need 10 cloth. So I will need to go to a market and buy it, because I don't produce cloth just yet. So we'll head over to the Orange Spire and hope that they have a market open for us to purchase cloth. There also is another supply outpost over here. Let's see if we can't spot it. That looks like a settlement. Ah, that looks like a cotton farm. So let's head there as we buzz past Orange Spire, because we'll also get, I think, 250 coin from supplying them with food. Our food and water is full, so I'm going to recall the planes getting that stuff. Come on, Ruin. We're pretty close. There we go. Give it a little color change. Why not? Thank you for tuning in to Airborne Empire, which originally streamed live on Twitch June 11th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Airy members.